Hey guys, we are live. Hey, this is Dennis Sheffield. Thank you guys for joining my live. I got to tell you, this is my first time going live, so hopefully everything is going to be good. So, for those of you all who have been following me, my platform, pretty much what we do, we market to those who are 55 years of age and older. And what we're doing is that we are let me read some of this what's going on here. So we are marketed to those who are 55 years of age and older, and what we share with them is that, at this age, you may be concerned about your retirement income. If it's not what you think it should be, we're going to look at some ways in terms of how to address that, and maybe make sure that your retirement income is going to give you the type of lifestyle that you have become accustomed to. For those of you who may know and been following me, my story is that, hey, at the age of 60, I experienced my second divorce, and in doing that, it created some changes. Prior to that, me and my ex, we were together for over 20 years. So when you experience a divorce, you go through some things, and so when you go through different things, of course, emotional things, physical things, but definitely you go through some financial changes, right? And so going from a two-income household to a single-income household, again, you're making there's a lot of changes that's involved. And so that's what's happening. So in doing that, you become concerned. You're at 60 years of age, you're wondering, okay, hey, income is a little bit different. What can I do to offset that? So it was at that time, I was exposed to this space that we call digital marketing. And I got to tell you, it really, really, really made an impact in terms of, being able to generate some additional income. Again, my background is pretty much sales and marketing, financial services. For the most part, I work for myself. So, and in doing that, you don't have that steady income that most people have, get when they have a 9-to-5. You get where it kind of fluctuates up and down. And so, in having that, that type of income, you're thinking, okay, hey, I need some additional revenues coming into the household, right? And given the fact that I am working for myself, I realize I can't really go get a traditional 9-to-5, because that spreads me too thin. So it's like, what can I do that can allow me to generate some additional income without spending a lot of time? Hey, I do see some people coming in. I want to say, Grit Man, thank you. I see some other people coming in. I see Michelle coming in. There's some other people. Hey, of those of you who are joining me, just kind of put, where you're from. I'm in Maryland, so just kind of put in the chat, what state you may be in, what city you may be in, and those types of things. That way, we just get a general idea of where people are coming from. So yeah, as I said, so that background in terms of being, if you will, self-employed and going through experiencing a divorce, you're thinking, hey man, I need to generate some additional income. And where's that going to come from without me, taking on additional 9-to-5? One of the things that we see, we see a lot of people, you go to Walmarts, you go to Costco's, go to these different types of places, you see older adults, working there. And yeah, for some it may be, hey, they just need something to do to keep them busy as opposed to staying in the house, and that's good. But oftentimes you will find a lot of them are doing this because they need the money. And so, we work, the majority of us, we work, what, 20, 40 years of our lives, and we don't want to end up in a situation where we got to continue to work just to make ends meet. So, those are things that in this digital marketing space, I tell you, it's really been an eye-opener. Again, my background being sales and marketing, but this digital space is completely different animal. And so oftentimes, people who which I was curious, like, what is digital marketing? I mean, what does that entail? And I'd like to share with people, most people may be familiar with e-commerce, right? In other words, you hear people talk about an e-book, an e-learning course, e-this, but that in itself is digital marketing. And the great thing with that, when you truly understand that, those of us who are 55 years and older, we can take our skill sets, we can take our hobbies, we can take the things that we've been doing in the past, or the things that we want to do, and we can convert those into digital products. We can convert those into where we are making, able to make income off of that. And that's one aspect of digital products or digital marketing. Sometimes you hear people say, hey, get the done for you types of services. And then that's another area where people have services that are already in place, and they give you the ability to resell those services. So those are what we're doing in this platform here. We see Ronald Reed coming in. Thank you. Hey, if you join us, just kind of put where you're from. I'd like to get an idea of where people are from. And again, because I do market, my platform, if you will, is for those of us who are 55 years of age and older. Again, if you have been following me, my background is at the age 60, I experienced my second divorce. And so I had to generate, one of the concerns is that you got to generate some additional income. So, I like to see if that's the kind of audience that I'm attracting. Again, those who are 55 years of age and older. So I know some people may not want to put their age, but hey, why not put your age? Let me know where you're from, what part of the country or part of the world you're from, if you're 55 or older, because, some of the things that I want to address is pretty much for that group of folks. Again, you hear people, they've been on the job 20 years, 30 years, they get fired, or they've been on the job 20 years, 30 years, and they realize they don't have enough income there to give them the type of retirement, that they're looking to have. So, if we're in the right, if you will, target audience, if you will, then we can address some things, we can engage. You may have some questions that I can answer, or you may have some questions that I can't answer, but the bottom line is to really get us to the point that, hey, if we're looking at our retirement, we want to ensure that we're going to have a comfortable retirement. And so oftentimes we have to figure out, how to generate some additional income. I mean, you may have a 401k set up. I did, or I do. You may have some other investments set up. You may have some rental property set up. And sometimes what I have found, being, as I stated, being a person who work in financial services, and that's pretty much annuities, marketing annuities and insurance, is that when you have households that have two incomes, husband and wife, or person and significant others, and you have two incomes coming to the household, oftentimes you find those people, they're pretty much things are good. If they want some additional income, oftentimes it's just for some play money, if you will. But I have found those, like, again, I went from being married, which was two income, becoming divorced, which is a second income, with single income. Now the concerns becomes, do I have enough income to maintain, a decent lifestyle? And my background was a professional background. So in a professional background, you have a certain lifestyle that you become accustomed to. So I don't know, in terms of how many of you who are on here, if you are single, and if being single and not having enough income, if that's a concern, whether it's not having enough income now or not having enough income in the future, because, these are the things, again, once you get into that 55 or older age bracket, these things are starting to become a real concern. And so we want to address that. We want to address that in actually two ways. Digital marketing, the products that you can do, the products and services that you can promote in digital marketing does allow you an option to generate additional income. And the great thing, you can do that in little time, little effort. Well, I am part of the, if I haven't mentioned this to you guys, I am part of the Legacy Builders program. And so one of the things that we market in that program is that 2 hours of work, you can make a substantial amount of income. And that's based on the premise that, once you put this process in place, this system in place, then it doesn't require duplication, more or less. You kind of monitor it. We have what we call the three daily income activities. So again, when we talk about digital marketing, again, if in fact you guys have been following those of us who are in this space, we talk a lot about creating content. And oftentimes content doesn't really require a lot. I mean, this here is considered content. People do videos. That's considered content. People do flyers, and they may put, music to flyers, or they may put just a lot of text to flyers. That in itself is considered content. So when you're in this digital marketing space, we talk about creating content. And from the Legacy Builders platform, we talk about creating content. And then we talking about, once you create that content, how to advertise it, where to advertise it. So of course, you do it on social media platforms. So like this platform here, TikTok. But what is TikTok? What is Instagram? What is Facebook? What is Snapchat? What is some of the other social media platforms? And once you create your content, you can market on those platforms. Now here's the beautiful thing about this whole industry. As I stated, my background is in sales and marketing, and currently my company, we have a financial services company called Sheffield Group Financial Services. We market annuities and insurance, as I stated earlier. But our market share is relatively small because, again, I'm in Maryland, so we call it DMV. So I'm licensed in DC, Maryland, and Virginia, and those are the only areas that I can market my service in, which, in and of itself can keep me pretty busy. But when we talk about creating content on social media platforms, I mean, now that market share becomes the whole world. So, people talk about, what is it, something like 7 billion people in the world, I believe it is, either 5 to 7 billion people. So that is enough for individuals, and a great deal of them, I don't know if it's a third or 2/3 of those individuals out on social media platform. So you have the point that I'm making here, those numbers might not be exact, so don't really hold me to that. But the point that I'm making is that you have a large audience that you can market your products and services to. So once you have that, again, we talk about creating the content. We're talking about being able to learn how to market that content, whether it's on a social media platform, whether it's on some other types of platforms where people where they go in to look for jobs, look for opportunities. There's a lot of platforms that you can advertise on, and you can advertise on these platforms relatively free. Sometimes it is free, sometimes it's little or nothing. I mean, when you talk about advertising, we kind of see that whole shift in advertising where, when you look at, traditional advertising, whether it's newspaper, radio, television, you don't see as much of that now as you see advertisers spending a lot of dollars in terms of this, what we call this social platform, digital marketing platform. So again, the legacy builders, that's what we talk about. We talk about, we identify the 3 activities of what we call producing high income activities, is creating content, is learning how to advertise that content. And then what happens once you advertise it, then people respond to it, or they have questions about it. So then you want to respond to that advertisement. And in essence, that really allows you to create what we call high income producing activities. Because case in point, let's say you get a business owner who knows that they need to be on a social media platform, but they realize they're not doing the things that they should be doing in terms of creating content, in terms of identifying their targeted audience. And they're in business to do whatever, but they need someone to do that for them. So once you develop these skill sets, which is what we teach you, once you develop these skill sets, that can be marketed that way. So, one of the things we talk about on our platform as well, and I may be kind of, jumping here and there, but one of the other things that we talk about on our platform is having what you call multiple streams of income. I mean, currently we have 5 streams of income that you can market to again, when I talk about people worldwide. So now we have 5 streams of income. If you develop your own, what they call your own, whether it's your own e-training, your own ebook, you can constantly add to that. That becomes another stream of income. We currently have, and before I get ahead of myself, again, as I stated, I am on the Legacy Builders platform, and we currently have a promotion where we're going to have a 3-day workshop. So again, in that workshop, these things that I'm talking about in terms of creating content, in terms of advertising content, in terms of being able to respond to people who inquire about the content, we have a 3-day workshop that's coming up. I think it's coming up the 3rd, which would be Tuesday of this month. A 3-day workshop that's going to show you how to do all these things that I'm speaking of. So in essence, what that's going to do, that's going to put you in a position, again, when we talk about my targeted audience, if you will, those of us who are 55 years of age and older, who are looking to supplement our income, whether it's for now or whether it's for retirement, this workshop is going to give you the necessary skill sets to do that. And the great thing about it, if you register for it today, the workshop is free. If you register between now and tomorrow, the workshop is free. If not, there's like a $67 cost for the workshop. I am going to share some information with you guys in terms of what the whole platform look like and what it is that we look like. But again, initially what I wanted to do was to come in. This is my first time going live, so I wanted to introduce myself again. For those of you who are just joining us, I see David Larks, if I'm not mistaken, if I'm not mispronouncing that, is joining us. Again, David, you might want to put where you're from, what's your age. This is a Dorex, if I'm pronouncing that. Angel is just joining us. My whole thing is, as I said, my platform is those who have 55 years of age and older. And the whole thing that I'm trying to share with them is that, again, at 60, I experienced my second divorce. And I knew I had to make some additional income to offset, if you will, that loss of income. Because, when you're married, for most of us, it's a 2-income household. So to offset that lost income, I knew I had to do something to replace that. And the digital marketing allowed me to do that. And it allowed me to do that in relatively, without spending a whole lot of time throughout the day. And without necessarily learning, how sometimes when you want to learn a new skill, you got to go to school, that's a 6 months or sometimes longer. You got to take all types of classes and courses. This particular program, really in essence, is a step-by-step program. So again, that's what made it attractive to me as well. Hey, at 55, we start at 55 and older, being able to retain information, sometimes it can be a challenge for us. But of course, we do what we can do. But again, the way the system is set up is the point that I'm making, is that the way it's set up is pretty much a plug and play step-by-step system. So one of the things that we say, hey, if you are coachable and if you can follow a step-by-step program, then you can pretty much be successful in this business. If you guys have been following my posts, I post things about people in our community, the type of income that they're making, I've been doing this for about 4 years, right? 4 months. I've been doing this for about 4 months. And so, things are starting to come around, I'm not going to tell you I'm making a whole lot of money, because that hasn't happened as of yet. I made some money, but there are people who've been in this program for some time. When we talk about the mentor of this program, and her name is Michelle O'Neill. And she's been in this program for roughly about, I think, almost 2 years, maybe right around the 2-year mark. And one of the things that she made at the 17th month, when she was in this industry for 17 months, she made over $1 million. So, and then there's other people in the community. And again, this community is worldwide, over 45,000 members. And people are sharing with you their day-to-day stories in terms of how this is really benefiting them. So again, for me, at 60, knowing that I need some additional income, I'm seeing other people are doing this. I'm saying, hey, you know what? If you can do it, I can do it too. So I see we got Big D Marv joining us. Again, as I said, I'm in Maryland. This is for my platform, again, for people who are 55 years of age and older. Those who have the concerns about maybe their income. They're looking at their retirement income or the income for their retirement years, and it may not be quite what they think it should be. And they're asking themselves, what can I do differently to make sure I got a good, excellent retirement? So that's what I'm trying to do here. Hopefully the information I'm going to share with you guys are going to find valuable. And I'm going to make some reference. I do have my another tablet here where I can pretty much show you guys some things. I was talking about the community, and just to give you an idea of the community, I said 45, but there's over 46,000 members in this community. And a lot of things happen. When you're into a new, I don't want to say a career, but if you're in a new area, you want to have something that gives you, or someone that supports you, right? And the community that we currently have is, again, a community of over 46,000 folks. They give you the support that you're looking for. There was this one young lady, she texted me, she said, hey, Dennis, I signed up with this guy, and he kind of just ghosted me, disappeared on me. I'm like, well, sorry that happened, but the fact of the matter is, if you are with Legacy Builders Program, our community would give you the necessary support that you need. So in her case, I think she was looking for the person who got involved with the with the community. He wasn't there or she wasn't there, and she was looking for support. That was great that she, identified me. I'm like, hey, I'm here to help you if you choose. If you want me to help you, no problem. I'm here for that. But again, if you need additional help, because again, I've been in this thing 4 months, so I'm not going to say that I know, and I don't. I don't know everything. But again, I do have a marketing and sales background, so there's some things that I'm taking from my previous background I'm able to implement and incorporate it here with this background. So let's see what we got going on. We got I got a new user here, just joined. I would say, hey, like to know where you coming from. Oh, I should say where you live. Maybe your age. Again, as I said, I like to say my platform is for those who are 55 years of age and older. And again, what we're trying to do is to share information with them in terms of how to supplement their income, especially for their retirement years. And the thing that I'm marketing to do that is digital marketing, digital platform. And the advantage of that is that, hey, it gives you a worldwide audience that you can reach. It doesn't require a lot of time. In our community, we have a community that's very supportive. We have a community that have, I'm looking here at a class schedule. You're looking at the class schedule, and I don't know if even to show this to you guys, if it would make sense. I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to try to flip this around, and let's see. And I don't know if you guys can see this or not. But just in terms of what this is, just in terms of this community, and I don't know if that's even coming through. But in terms of supporting, you have a community that's very supportive. This is just a calendar of the different classes that we have that will support you. Now, these are mandatory classes. These are just saying, hey, if you need some help, we have what we call a Tech Tuesday. So, we talk about setting up the system. And if you need help with setting that up, then there's a Tech Tuesday where there's a person that's very skilled, very knowledgeable, that will walk you through this thing if need be. If you require some specialized like one-on-one, she would even assist you with that. So again, when you have a community that gives you the support, that gives you, sometimes that adds to the confidence that you would need to get this thing, off and running, so to speak. As I'm going through this, I just want to see that I don't miss anyone's questions. Okay, yeah. So as I said, guys, this is my first live, so I'm learning this in process, as we go along. Again, it's in this thing you have to really multitask, and anyone who has a live, I'm sure you're aware of that. You got to talk about what you want to talk about, and then you want to respond to those who are leaving questions and of course asking questions for you. So that's what I am trying to do again in my community, is that share with you guys that, hey, if you have concerns about if there's going to be enough retirement income there or income there for your retirement, here's an alternative in which you can offset that doesn't require a lot of time. I was just reading the other day how people who have hobbies, when you talk about this digital marketing, when you're talking about e-commerce, people who have hobbies, I like to play golf. Currently I'm taking up some martial arts training, but nowhere near in terms of being able to share information with people about that. But the point being is that people who have hobbies, you can take your hobbies and you can convert that into like a ebook, if you will, or e-course, if you will. And as I said, you can market this thing to people worldwide, not just to people in your community, not just to people in the so-called niche, but you can market this thing worldwide. So, and again, once you create it, so let's just say you do have a hobby. I don't know, let's say it's a hobby, playing golf. Let's say it's a hobby playing golf, right? And let's say you've been playing golf for a while and you consider yourself somewhat, not necessarily a pro, but you learn some few things that you want to share with people. You can put an ebook together. You can put an e-course together. And that's one of the things that we show you within the Legacy Blueprint program as well. We show you how to take skills that you may have and convert them into an e-course or e-book or e-training. And then we show you how to market that as well. As I stated, what we show you is that pretty much there's only 3 activities that you have to do, and that is to create content, to advertise your content, and then to respond to your content. So let's just say you do create an e-course. Let's say it is on golf. Let's say we show you sites where you can advertise that pretty much free of charge, and then there's other sites that you can advertise it for pretty much little or nothing. And then you get people responding to that, whether they're sending you emails, whether you're choosing some other method in which they respond to you. It doesn't require a lot of time. In this scenario, once you create that course or that ebook, you do it once, and that's it. It's created, and then you can market it. Whether you market it, you can market. So you can market along with your other streams of income that you may have. Again, as I said, when you come with Legacy Builders, currently we're going to give you 5 streams of income. So you come into this program, you have 5 streams of income, even if you don't know anything. Again, as long as you're coachable, because we're going to tell you, here are things that you need to do. Oh, let me see if I can get that out of this. We're going to show you, here are the things that you need to do. Excuse me, that was a little reminder that I have that comes on throughout today, but I think I cut that off, so that'd be good. So as I said, three we call it 3 daily activities, showing you how to create content, showing you how to advertise that content, and then showing you how and the manners in which you should respond to that content. And I think this is what a lot of people are doing. This is what's making a lot of people successful in this program, because it is a blueprint. It is a guide. As long as you can follow directions, we're going to show you how to set things up. We're going to show you how to, when you get into the technical realm, if you need to create a website, how to set that up. If you need to, we have automations that you put in place. So we show you how to put your automations in place. So it really is, it's like what you call a turnkey type of business. And the beautiful thing about this business is that, in my opinion, it's not expensive at all. I mean, this is something that, you can start this thing for like $25, right? For as little as $25. Now we have different levels of what we call income, streams of income. So we got up to 5 of those. You can come get one. You can get a combination of all 5 if you choose. But again, it doesn't require a lot. It really doesn't require a lot of money to get involved. Again, as little as $25 to get you started. And then again, with our support system that we have, with the classroom that we have, this thing really for me, it becomes a no-brainer. As I said, I was at 60 years of age being divorced. I'm like, I need some income. I'm not trying to retool myself, retrain myself. I need to do something that doesn't require a lot of time. It's going to bring a substantial amount of income. And then looking at the different things that's out there, I ran into this particular program, and I'm really glad I did, because, as I said, I'm not making a whole lot of money now, but I am having some income starting to trickle in, and it just depends on the individual. I came into this, really blind, if you will. But, there are people who may have been doing some similar type of other things, and they come over to this program, and it has to click, so they kind of just come out the gate doing extremely well, so to speak. So, that's what we're doing here. And now once we show you, so once you come into this program and you start making, some income, then what I like to do is bring the expertise from my background in terms of financial services, which is annuities and insurances, and then show you how to position that, because some people know, some people don't know, but there's different ways you can position these different products that they can do a couple of things for you. Not only can they reduce your taxes, because the problem that a lot of people have, and again, just from that background, people are under the impression that you put your money, as you're working, you put your money in your 401k, and people are doing that, and sometimes people forget that what they tell you is that, of course, it's pre-tax money, and they tell you that when you get ready to take it out, you should be at a lower tax bracket. But hey, we all know taxes don't go down. For the most part, they go up. So that can be somewhat of a misnomer, misleading folks in understanding that, if I can put money in a 401k and take it out later, I'm going to be in a better position. Sometimes that's the case. Oftentimes it's not. So what we share with our clients from that aspect is that there are other products and services you can utilize to help you reduce your taxes, allow that income to grow for you, and oftentimes it can grow for you at a reduced tax rate, and sometimes we can't say eliminate, but sometimes at a very reduced tax rate. So those are some of the things that, as we move forward with this live, we're going to help, put in place, as I stated, first live. So, I'm trying to get comfortable with, sharing information with those who are online, who are, who have decided to follow me. knowing that if there's, questions that you may have, then again, you can put questions here on my page. I have a link there that's called Make Digital Profits. And a lot of people go to that link, and then what it does is just allow you to get additional information. So you can get additional information. You can look at that, you can read that, and really list out a whole program. It's not enough time for me to go through that here in details, but it lists that whole program out for you in terms of what it is that we do, the different options. As I said, we have 5 streams of income. It lets you know the different levels you can come in at. If you want one or a combination of other different levels, as I said, you can get in this thing as low as $25. I should say that's a one-time payment. So I should correct that. You can get in this thing as little as $100, but you can split that in 4 payments. So that's why I said as little as 25. So maybe I should correct that. So you can get this thing started. There's a program we call this is the Launchpad program, and you can get into that program. I think my thing just went off for me. But as little as $100, I mean, that's $100, right? One-time fee, nothing else, just one-time fee. And then you can break that payment into 4 payments. So, as I said, it doesn't cost a lot to get started. One of this went off for me, but we'll get back to that. And so, again, and when we talk about doing this gives you the opportunity to put things in place now, which is one of the reasons why I like to talk about that mark. Again, I'm 65, right? So I talk about my group is 55 and older. At 65, man, if I had this information 10 years ago, I would probably be in a much better situation. I'm not in a bad situation now, don't get me wrong. I mean, a divorce caused some changes. So you go through a divorce, you do make some changes. Thank God I was able to bounce back. But if I had this information 10 years ago and had been able to put that in place, then when I got 65 and retired, well, I'm semi-retired and retired, that would just create a completely different world. So that's why I try to identify, sharing my experience with those. Like, hey, if you're 55 years of age and older, and if you, close to 55, you want to think about, you got your 401ks in place, you got your other investments in place, you got all those things in place, which is great. But this, as I once heard a guy refer to this, he said, this is the new gold rush. You talk about, I don't know, was it 17, 18, hundreds, and don't get me wrong, I'm not sure which year it was, but when they had the gold rush. And so basically, what he was saying, what he made a reference to, which I thought was kind of interesting, because there are a lot of people in this space. There are a lot of people in this digital marketing space that are making a substantial amount of income. And so, and this is probably going to be, this will be the way in the future for quite some time. Things do change, but I see this being around. Again, if you're 55 years of age and you're thinking about retiring at 65, I think you have a good 10-year run with this to put things in place to make additional income, and sometimes, a lot of income, that when you take that income, then it's all about repositioning that. So, whether you're putting that in real estate, whether you're putting that in other investments, whether you're putting that in annuities, whether you're putting that in insurance, there's different places you can place that income. Again, some will help reduce your taxes. Some will help allow you to grow, compound at a reduced tax rate. So there are a variety of different things you can do there. But if you can do that and give yourself 10 years, then I know for a fact, you'll be in a great place. I mean, again, divorce at 60, I started doing this 4 months ago. And I'm looking at the income that is bringing in now, which is okay income, and it's giving me some freedoms that I didn't have. I shared a story that back in September, I'm in Maryland now. I'm originally from California, right? Or I moved to Maryland from California. And back in September, I had a friend that was getting married back in California. And of course, he wanted me to be at his wedding. Well, he wanted me to go to his wedding. And I was like, okay, dude, I'm going to be there. But I wasn't really sure, how that was going to all come together. I started this program early August. And, again, not a lot of money, but a little money started coming in. I'm like, dude, no problem. I got you. I'm going to be there at your wedding. And so now I'm starting to see this thing starting to gain some momentum. And so, we realize it's just a matter of time before it gets to a point that it can really have a major impact in terms of my lifestyle. It has an impact now, which is good. but I'm looking forward to get to the point where it has a major impact, so I can get back to playing golf. Like I said, I like to play golf. Don't play as much as I would like to, and I'm in Maryland. Maryland has some great golf courses. So I mean, you could you could just, or surround Maryland, D.C., and Virginia, I should say, have some great golf courses. So just be a beautiful thing to do more of that type of activity. All right, so we got people coming on, and if you just joined us, let me know where you guys are from. Let me know what state you may be in. Let me, if you don't mind sharing your age. As I stated, I call myself marketing to those who are 55 years and older. Those who may have concern, that you've been on your job for X amount of times. You're looking at your investments, your 401ks. If you're lucky and you got pension plans, you're looking at those things. Maybe you even have a financial advisor, and he or she is looking at your numbers and saying, well, you might, sometimes what they tell you too, you might have to work a little longer. You thought you could retire at 65, not to mention that everyone is pushing, to 70 with 67 now. Some even saying 70 before you retire. And when you think about that aspect of it all, I mean, I tell the story. I started working when I was 8, right? I had a shoe shine kit when I was 8 years of age, and been working ever since, And as I said, life has been pretty good, but, I'm 65 and I'm semi-retired. I really enjoy what I'm doing, so it's not that big of an issue. But I know of people. I mean, again, you go to places like, and not to put upon a Walmarts or Costco's or any of those types of places, but oftentimes you see older folks working in those places, and they're not doing just because they need something to do. A lot of times they're working in those places because they need that income. So when we look at what this digital marketing space has done and is doing, and again, if we put this thing in place, as I say, the earlier the better, then, when we get into, our 60s, and we thinking, of traveling and spending time with, what we got, children or grandchildren, we can do that without worrying about, am I going to be able to pay my bills? Am I going to be able to pay the mortgage or pay the car note or whatever the case may be? I talk about, again, back in September, going to my friend's wedding. And I said I moved to Maryland from California, so my grandchildren are back in California. So I try to see them at least once a year, and I was able to do that. So that was great. That's what this opportunity allows you to do. I didn't really want to get into showing too much in terms of the classes and the programs, and my thing seems to keep going out on me. But my whole goal with this live, was just kind of, introduce myself. Of course I post videos and those types of things, and maybe you guys, you follow that and you look at that, but I kind of wanted to really get into some engagement. And sometimes people may have questions, to be able to share questions with those, or answer questions with you who may have those. I'm trying to look and see. I got a few people are joining. And again, if you join, if you're new, hey, let me know where you're from. If you're here in the States, if you somewhere else in the world, as I said, as well as your age. Again, what my goal is to pretty much market to those who are 55 years of age and older, and have that concern about their retirement income. Again, my background is in financial services, and in that, I run into a lot of people who they have those concerns. They wondering, okay, hey, my income is only going to be such. I know with inflation, the cost of living is going to be more. I'm going to have to make some major adjustments. I'm not going to live the lifestyle that I had anticipated on after working, 30, 40 years. What can I do? And for me, again, I share my story. After being divorced, this really, really was a lifesaver. And that generating some income didn't require a lot of my time. I knew once I put it in place, it was there. Basically, what I had to do, go back, create some content, do some advertisement, and then just reply to those who are saying, hey, what is it that you're doing? Then share more information with me. Again, I have a website in place. I take them show them to my website. Let's see if we can pull that up. Give you guys a general idea how this thing works. Let's see if that's here. Where does that go? But I had it. There it is there, right? Come back. Okay, so just to give you a general idea. So here's what happens. So we call this thing a plug and play, right? So you say, hey, okay, I want to take advantage of it. What happens? I talk about it doesn't require a lot of time. Well, again, I was sharing with you earlier, if you wanted some additional information about this program, to go to my website, which is Make Digital Profits. And you go there, which that's going to look something like this. Let me see if I can put this in front of you. Maybe I should turn it this way and give it a better look, right? That, hopefully you can see that. But I don't know if you can see that, but it's going to be a website, something like this, right? And that's pretty much just a plug and play. So what you would do, you would go there, you would put in your email, and what that would do, that grants you access to what we call that digital blueprint. So now you get the digital blueprint, and you at your own leisure, you can like, hey, what is it that you guys do? That spells it all out. What this digital marketing program is about. How we take it to a step-by-step process. How everything is automated. As I mentioned, it gives you access to our community. Now it's over 46,000 strong. We have classes and training on a daily basis. So it has everything there for you. The only thing you really have to bring, as I always say, is that you have to be coachable. And you have to be able to follow a step-by-step guide, and if you can do that, then you can achieve success in this program. Now, we do market, if you're other people who are part of this program, you may hear them say, hey, 2 hours a day, you make $900. Well, that's true. I mean, some people make more than that. Some people make less. But the fact of the matter is that with a very little amount of time invested, and you're really investing into yourself, that's what we're thinking about. And again, when we're talking about those of us who are 55 years of age and older, and we're thinking about what our retirement income is going to look like, it makes all the sense in the world to invest in yourself, to make sure you position so you have enough income that allows you to kind of enjoy life, where you don't have to go work at Walmart unless you want to. You don't have to go work at Costco's or those other types of places, Mervyn's, unless you want to. That maybe you can have the freedom and the wherewithal to take some of your skill sets and maybe make an e-course out of it or an e-book, and then take that and market it. Of course, people talk about, or maybe just volunteering your service, to whomever organization, whatever cause, that you believe in. But you have that freedom where you're not stressed, where you, as I say, you go grocery shopping, or for me, you go out to dinner, and you're not necessarily looking at the cost on the menu. You just say, I got a taste for this, I got a taste for that. That's what I want to eat, bring it without so much worrying what it costs. I'm a pescatarian, so I only eat, fish for the most part. And sometimes when you get the fish, they have, market price. And the first thing you say, okay, what is market price? Because we know that's going to be a little more expensive. But, again, something as simple as that, just to say, hey, you at a restaurant, I eat fish, they got market price. Okay, it doesn't matter. That's what I want to eat. Give it to me. And I'm not going to be stressed that, if it's enough on my credit card, my bank account or whatever, it really allows you to enjoy your life. So, these are the things, again, that I am so proud that I came across this opportunity. And I really didn't find this online. This was shared with me by a friend, who's, similar type background, financial services, looking for some other opportunities. She ran across this and she said, hey, you need to look at this thing. And I am so glad she did, because it really has really has made a major difference. And I see that's just getting bigger and better as we move along. So I feel like let me see, is anyone, if I miss any questions here, I got a lot of people, it's so funny because I have people that tell me about, how some people can make a lot of noise, I like to say. Okay, I has been watching your live, say hi to them. Okay, right, so I'm saying hi. And, I am thankful that, you guys who are on here, you haven't been making what I like to refer to as unnecessary noise, But again, if you have questions, then, ask any questions that you may have. I always say that, my whole thing is, my goal is to be of service, That's been my background, again, in sales and marketing, and specifically financial services is to be of service. If I can share information with you that's going to have a positive impact on your life, then I'm like a job well done. Because at the end of the day, that's what we want to be about. You say you give and you receive. You treat people the way you want to be treated. All those types of golden rules. Those are the things that I try to promote. So again, as I said, I want to share information with you. This has made a major impact on my life. Because at 60, when you become divorced, I mean that's and again, I've been with my previous ex 20 years. So that was a major shift, right? And to be honest with you, it was a little scary. It was a little scary for so many reasons, right? It was scary from the standpoint, okay, as I said, you're going from a two income household to a one income household. A lot of things has to change. You go from the standpoint where you have companionship, you no longer have companionship, and then those of you who may be in that dating space, I mean, it's crazy out here, right? I mean, it's truly crazy. So, you go through these different types of things, and so the one thing that you don't want to have to worry about is, do I have enough money? I mean, you want that to be pretty much the last thing on your mind, because there's so many other things that you have to deal with and adjust to. So as long as you have enough income coming in, then that gives you a sense of relaxation, but a sense of calmness, I guess, a sense of security, which is probably the more proper word. And so that's what it did for me, man. It allows that additional income to come in to say, okay, I got to deal with all this other stuff, and believe you, I'm still dealing with it. Again, 5 years out, and challenges are still there. That's a whole nother story for another day. But the point that I'm making is that when we get to a certain age, we want to make sure as much as possible that income isn't a challenge for us, because you have people worrying about bills and mortgages and car notes and all the other stuff that comes along with not having enough income. And one of the things you can find that starts to affect your health. So, as I say, it's not so much, it's not about the money. It's about what having, and not a lot of it, but just having a sufficient amount of it, what it does. And when you look at the fact, for a lot of people, when you have a sufficient amount of it, it stops you from worrying about just the basic things. And as we get older, we have a tendency to worry a little bit more, and that has to affect our health more. So, when you look at this, I mean, this is so much more. This opportunity is so much more. And that's why I try not to say, work 2 hours a day and make $900. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's true. But the fact of the matter is, if you have additional income coming into your life, that in itself can make such a difference. It's done that for me, and I'm sure that it can do that for you guys. And yeah, so I wanted to go and do this live. I said I would do it for about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. I'm kind of at that space. A few of you guys joined, and I want to say thank you for joining my live. If you guys aren't following me, I ask that you do follow me. Again, my handle, if you will, is Dennis at Make Digital Profits. That's my TikTok handle. So if you click on that, you can follow me. If you want additional information about what it is that I'm talking about in terms of this digital marketing platform, then you can go to my page, which is makedigitalprofits.com. If you go to my page, there's a link there. You can click on that link, makedigitalprofits.com. It'll take you to the website that I share with you. And again, just put your email, and you get access to, if you will, the back office, and share information with you about what it is that we do, how we do it, what it takes to get involved. Pretty much answer all your questions for you. And of course, if it doesn't, then you can come back to me, DM me or whatever, or put a text message to this live. And then for those of you who have been following me, and one of the things that we've been promoting which is really, I mean, it's just, when you think about this opportunity and the things that it allows us to do, I mean, it's mind-blowing, right? So we're promoting a 3-day workshop. And again, this is a workshop that's going to be conducted by the mentor of legacy builders. I mean, this individual, as I said, in 17 months doing the exact same thing that she shares with us, has made over $1 million. She's close to, I think she's maybe be a little bit over 2 years, or right around the 2-year mark, and she has made multiple $1 million. And so what she's done to get to that point is what she's sharing with us. And I always say, hey, as I said earlier, I like to play golf. Well, if I had an opportunity to be taught by Tiger Woods, I would like to be taught by Tiger Woods and say someone who isn't as successful as he is. And I don't know if it's fair to equate her with Tiger Woods, but the point that I'm making is that, you know, you're going to be taught in this workshop by someone who has done it. And that's the point that I'm making, right? You know, if you're going to be taught, you know, you want to be taught by someone who has proven themselves to know how to get this thing done. And I mentor Michelle O'Neill. She has done just that. So as I stated, we got a 3-day workshop that's coming up. It starts December the 3rd, which is Tuesday. Day being the second, day being the first, so which is Tuesday, December 3rd, which is Tuesday. You can register for it again if you go to my my web page, Make Digital Profits. You go to my web page. You know, if you take advantage of those courses, one of those courses, I think we have 5 courses there. We have 5 courses. I think if you take advantage of the top 3 courses, if I'm not mistaken, then the workshop is free. You know, the workshop is like an add-on. That's an add-on junction. So again, as I said with you earlier, this system is a plug and play. As long as you're coachable and you can follow directions, you can be successful in this industry. On top of that, we're going to give you this 3-day workshop. And what this 3-day workshop is showing you, it is showing you how to make 10K in 30 days. Now, this is a holiday, so that would be a beautiful thing. People say, okay, well, even if you don't make 10K in 30 days, let's just say you make an additional, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 in 30 days. Would that make a difference when it comes to, you know, your holiday, spending, shopping, enjoying, whatever? So I highly recommend that if in fact you have any type of reservations, you know, look at this, take advantage of this workshop. As I said, if you go onto my page, Make Digital Profits, if you go to there's the link on my page, if you go there, you click on, well, you can get your email, so that way you have access to the back office, and a lot of information is there, so you can look at that. Or you can go to my page in the email, and I have, of course, email there. Just email me 3-day workshop. You email me 3-day workshop. I send you the link to where you can register for the workshop. I tell you, this workshop is excellent from the standpoint, if you don't know anything about digital marketing, or even if you do and you know things aren't really working for you, not having the type of success that you felt you should have, that you hear that everyone else is having, you take advantage, take a look at this digital workshop, and that's going to share some additional information with you. Michelle she's a great mentor, she's a great teacher, and she's really know how to just simplify the process. You know, sometimes, you know, especially when we start something new, we make it a lot more complicated than what it really is. And Michelle knows how to simplify that thing. So she'll simplify it for you, walk you through it, put you on a track that, again, as long as you're coachable and you follow a step-by-step program, that, you know, you'll be on a track to make 10K in the next 30 days. So, hey, guys, I want to just say thank you for joining me on my first live. Hopefully this is the first, not hopefully, but this is the first and many more to come. Hopefully I shared, you know, some information with you. I would say, you know, definitely if you have any questions, then, you know, DM me. Yeah, either DM me, or you can either go to my email and email me. You know, you can leave questions in here. I am seeing questions here, but it says questions. And again, guys, this is my first live. So, and looking at, although I did go through the practice, right? They do say, hey, well, you can practice, you know, join, like they go through my practice, but I'm seeing 2 messages, and I'm not just sure if that's just people joining or if they're actually typing message in there. But, you know, people are joining. I got some hearts on this thing, which is great, you know. So I appreciate it. You know, hopefully, as I said, you know, I shared something that was valuable to you guys. You know, if you guys do want some additional information, again, you can DM me. go to my webpage, which is makedigitalprofits.com, or just click on the link that's here. And hopefully, as I always say, one of my favorite sayings, especially at 65, right? And in life, we have a tendency to, we can, sometimes you do hear people, they, reinvent themselves. They be known for this. I think I made a post, you talk about, especially Tina Turner. Tina Turner was one of those individuals that reinvented herself. George Foreman, one of those persons that kind of reinvented himself. It can be even said about Mike Tyson, but that may be debatable. But but there are people, who, they get to a point in life and they just, they do things differently, become a completely different, what we call, they reinvent themselves. So, again, I'm 65, and that's where I am. I'm in the process of reinventing myself, doing things differently than what I've done in the past, and doing things differently that's hopefully is going to give me a more predictable, a more better outcome. And so, I say to you guys, again, my age group, if you're 55 years of age and older, and again, my whole thing is focusing on retirement income. Make sure that's going to be what you want it to be. If you're looking at those numbers, and you have to look at it, if you're looking at those numbers, if you got a financial planner or a person who is saying, hey, we thought this, but it's that. A lot of us, who experienced both of the downturns in the market, in 08 and in 2012, and so sometimes that had a major impact on whether it's our 401ks or other investments. And maybe depending on maybe they came back, maybe they didn't, but all the different things that we experience, and as we go through life, and we look at these things and we say, hey, sometimes we say, hey, you know what, which is what I had to say, I got to do some things differently, because what I'd done in the past, it was okay, but it could have been better. It was okay, but the desired outcome didn't really come together like I thought it would. So I had to do some things differently. To me, that's what I call reinventing yourself, And one of the things, as you reinvent yourself, and I think a lot of times we want to secure that, that financial, to make sure our finances is in order, or our income is in order, I should say, then we can look at this opportunity here. And this opportunity here will allow you to position yourself, to where, again, as I say, a couple hours a day, you can make substantial income. And if you're working now, the beautiful thing, if you're working now, additional 2 hours a day, you make some substantial income. Now you take that income and you reinvest it, or you reposition it. Again, I talk about some of the things that I do in a financial service background. So we can talk about annuities and insurances and then some other things. But I am an advocate of annuities and insurance. I have my series 6 and 7 license. So yeah, stock markets is good. Mutual funds is good. All those types of investment vehicles are good. But there's other things you can do. What happened here? What is this telling me? What is this telling me? What happened? What is it doing? What is this telling me? I don't want to do that. This telling me move here. Is that it? Okay. I don't know if I'm still with you guys. Okay. Maybe trying to let me know. You're talking too much. So anyway, guys, hey, again, I want to say thank you guys for joining me. And I'm sure I stated, if I didn't state it, my name is Dennis Sheffield. I am in the digital marketing space as well as the financial services. My platform is for those who are 55 years of age and older. I have, if you're looking for ways to increase, secure your income for your retirement years, I would like to share with you this opportunity in this digital marketing space. In addition to that, I'd like to share with you, once you start making income, there's opportunities that you can reposition that. From my standpoint, I think some of the better things you can do that with is annuities and insurances. So again, I want to say thank you guys. I think I did make it to the 1 hour mark. Again, by all means, if you have any questions, DM me. Go to my page, Make Digital Profits. And I just want to say thank you guys, and we will be talking to you soon. You guys have a good one. All right, bye.